How about some Tuesday night soccer? It's a tantalizing midweek matchup from the Peach State as Atlanta United 2 host a team they beat in the shootout just a month ago in playoff chasing Inter Miami 2. Philip Galati with you along for the ride as both sides have pulled out all the stops tonight with a big 3 points on the line, especially for the visiting side. Inter Miami 2 have not clinched a postseason spot yet, but sit tied on points with 3 other teams and only a handful of matches to go. Atlanta United 2, on the other hand, kept a clean sheet last time out for the first time since May, and will look to continue that defensive momentum in search for their second win in the 6th meeting all time between these two sides. There's a look at the current standings in the Eastern Conference. You see Inter Miami 2 up in 4th, tied with New York City, Columbus, and Crown Legacy. Chicago just 1 point behind, but the difference being Inter Miami 2 with 25 games played, every other team with 26. Let's not forget Carolina Core and Chattanooga just below the playoff line with 40 as well. It's going to be a photo finish in the Eastern Conference, and though Atlanta United 2 may not be in the postseason picture, they have plenty of offensive weapons tonight that will look to make a name against Inter Miami 2. As for who is in the line of sight, we'll take a look at the starting 11 first for the home side. Couple of names to highlight here. No Kareem Tamimi, 9 goals leading the team, serving suspension, so Rodrigo Neri slots in for him up top, making his 9th start of the season. He came off the bench for a few minutes last time out. Nick Firmino, the player to watch in midfield, wearing number 30, described by his head coach Steve Cook as one of the most creative players in the league. And then in between the pipes, Jaden Hibbert coming off the game of his life, in the words of his manager, keeping a clean sheet in a scoreless draw that saw a lot of momentum go Atlanta United 2's way that they will try to continue into tonight. Meanwhile, for Federico Higuain and the visiting side, a couple of changes from the team that got a 3-2 win against Philadelphia Union 2 last time out, most notably with the formation. Instead of 4-3-3, it's 4-2-3-1. Alejandro Flores was playing up top. He now plays that number 10 center attacking midfielder role. Yuval Cohen got the first goal of the match last time out. He leads the line with Ryan Carmichael, the team's leading goal scorer, on the left, and Zeltzer Javita on the right. That double pivot midfielder will be the one to watch tonight, with Montenegro on the left and Martinez on the right, with Derek Martinez getting his first start since June 7th against New York City FC 2. These two teams have seen each other 5 previous meetings, and in fact, twice this season. Back in late June, Miami got the win 4-1. Last time out, August 18th, Atlanta getting the extra point in PKs after regulation finished 1-1. Speaking to head coach Federico Higuain earlier this week, he said, "We know this is a tough team to play, but also a tough place to play." Atlanta with some excellent home support as always. And so Coach Higuain has made a couple changes from that big 3-2 win against Philadelphia Union 2. Atlanta United 2 on the right side of your screen. The all black with the red and gold trim. Visitors, Inter Miami 2 in the all-white away strip. As we await the go-ahead from our center official tonight, Catherine McCormick. Talked about the Eastern Conference standings. Take a look at the Western Conference in MLS Next Pro. A number of teams already qualified for the postseason. North Texas SC leading the way with 57. St. Louis City 2 on 50, trying to break the first team's record of 54. As the ball is rolling in Georgia. Nick Sessick wearing the captain's armband for the visiting side. You see him at the bottom of your screen. He'll be up and back quite a bit. Was highlighted by his head coach Federico Higuain in the most recent match against Philadelphia Union 2 as somebody who worked tirelessly on both sides of the ball, emblematic of the modern fullback. Carmichael with a turn, has Sessick open on the far side if he can find him. He couldn't make the switch happen. Inter Miami 2. Very strong on the counterattack. We've got a lot of very quick players on both sides. Meanwhile, Atlanta United 2 with a number of goal scorers. The story of their side is usually when they score one in the match, they score more. We're blanked last time out, that scoreless draw against Crown Legacy. After 3 multi-goal games. Arena with Barton. Ty Barton back into the starting 11, his 14th start so far in 2024. In fact, his first start since August 7th against Carolina Core. Sessick trying to shape one in behind for Yuval Cohen. First to it instead, Efrain Morales. Sabe directed backwards as Cole Jensen will fire it forward. One-touch passing, had the right idea. And it looks like that's going to be the matchup to watch tonight. Yuval Cohen for Inter Miami 2 and Efrain Morales for Atlanta United 2. Yuval Cohen getting his 4th of the season last time out. An academy product for Miami. Efrain Morales, an academy product for Atlanta. Sabe shoulders a man off, fires the cross right to Okello. And a trip off the ball will sound the whistle. Miami 2 like to press high in certain stages as the game goes on. But Atlanta very organized on the ball. Head coach for the visitors, Federico Higuain, said we have to maintain our defensive structure because there are creative players that will find the channels. Nick Firmino, highlighted by his head coach Steve Cook as one of the most dangerous among them. Right in the middle with the red boots and number 30 on his back. Someone who lines up as an 8 center midfielder, but has that ability to go forward and get goals. 2 assists in his last 3, and Firmino already in an advanced position. Carlton. John Quee back for Firmino. Stifled for now. Goes right back to Dominic Chankwi, who was in an offside position when he received that ball. Dominic Chankwi, 16 years of age, making his 16th appearance this season, 11 of them starts. Hibbert. Morales. Chankwi. Nice move on the near side by Carlton. Just a little feint to open up space, but was closed down quickly by Nick Sesek. Captain played his college ball with Indiana. 8 national titles to their name. One of the most prolific programs in the NCAA. Tussle on the near side. Falls right back to the former Hoosier. Montenegro caught out by Firmino. Fighted forward as Edwards has continued his run. Return ball not on. Switching the point of attack with Chankwi. Space to whip it in. And whipped right at Nick Sesek. Atlanta doing a nice job early on of stretching the pitch. Connecting a lot of passes. Just a bit of poise about them. Miami forced to settle back a little bit. Won't press as high. In terms of their pressing shape, 4-2-3-1, but Carmichael and Cohen almost as a two-striker pairing off the ball. Puts a lot more bodies with white shirts in midfield. Montenegro. Carmichael. Morales winning the duel. Carmichael lining up on the left. Went down the right channel, can also play as an out-and-out forward. His head coach Federico Higuain says can be just about anywhere. One of the more dynamic players in this club. Lovely ball. Ball Cohen has curved his run beautifully as well. It's a good idea for Carmichael. It's overhit. Carlton. You can see the movement for Atlanta on the ball. Firmino as well, given a lot of positional liberty. He's checked into the near side. Outside backs for Atlanta, stepping very high off the ball. Being urged even higher forward by Ramsey Kawazmi. Okello. Work to do and beaten on this occasion. Okello winning it right back off the throw. Pass intercepted. Flores poking it forward for Carmichael. Alejandro Flores continuing his run. Carmichael instead finding Yuval Cohen. Stings the side netting. And that passage of play, an example of Inter Miami 2's ability on the counter. Difficult angle. Cohen doing the right thing, just trying to get it out of his foot quickly, was bending back, just not enough. And Hibbert was in a good position to make the save if needed. 10 minutes down, and
And already both teams showing flashes of the skill, the professionalism, the poise that is apparent on this pitch tonight. Firmino. Forced all the way back. Wasmi. Into the box. Glanced over everybody. Carlton arrived late. Carlton off the defender. More passes finding that mark for Atlanta. Lovely move on the far side to the top of the 6. Sent away from danger. Went out of play before Ramsey Kawasmi got his foot to it. Kawasmi, formerly of Providence College. '88 starts for the Friars, 4-time All-Big East honoree. Carlton strike deflected. Balls to Armas. One more time to the far side. Cut back towards Carlton. Heroic slide. Ricardo Montenegro throwing his body into the path of the strike. Kawasmi. Former Friar moving it along. Providence coming off a huge win Friday against number 8 Seton Hall. The 16-year-old Dominic Chonqui. Firmino. Good vision from the teenager. Carlton made the run. Back for Armas. Captain switching it. Sent in once again. Over the skipper this time. This broadcast is presented by Piedmont. 14 minutes down. Atlanta now taking a bit more command of the flow of the match. Seeing a lot of the ball. Best chance of the night so far for Inter Miami too, but on the counter. And now a chance for the host from the free kick, and there will be further punishment as well. A yellow card shown to Zeltzer Zubida. Lined up at right wing, all the way on the far side, tracking back, and in fact, pulling on the back of the jersey, impeding the progress unfairly. First name in the pocketbook of Catherine McCormick tonight. Gaining ground play. Defenders trying to hold their line. Armas, nice ball, clipped in towards Firmino. Didn't get the torque on it. Lovely sequence from Atlanta. Nick Firmino rose up to meet it. Just 2 goals to his name this season. Brazilian finding the net most recently, all the way back on July the 21st against Crown Legacy. Carlton, Trivella pass, searching for Firmino. Arden slid in but didn't get it. Firmino not getting the nutmeg. First corner of the night on the way. Matias Gallardo to deliver. Team leading 5 assists for number 55. Outswinging ball. Free header was there. Efraim Morales trying to glance it across the face of goal. Atlanta winning it right back. Just stifling possession in the opening 17.5 minutes or so. 75% in favor of the hosts. Awazmi looking, finding Chankwi. Nick Sessick for Inter Miami too is playing very well on this near side early, as that shot is well over. Noble Okello just off balance as he went to strike. Okello just one of 2 players on the pitch tonight for Atlanta with over 2,000 minutes this season. The other being the captain, Javier Armas. Nice give and go. Sliding challenge didn't stop Zeltzer Zubida. Cohen's not going to get there, but again, look at Nick Sessick on the near side, just all on his lonesome. Miami doing a nice job of dragging defenders to overload on the counter. They can switch the point of attack. Somebody's going to have a free look at Cage. Ferreira. Barton. Holt sets it outside back, stepping up for the visitors. Montenegro sliding on the back line. Allows the 2 sweepers to get a little wider and try and shape one in behind. Carmichael's made the run, cut it back, and nobody was there. Great service. No one to profit off it. Carlton. Ball into the box, poked away. Second shot comes in, is blocked again. and bounces fortuitously for Jensen. Jensen, the former Xavier man, started their season with an upset over number 2 Marshall. Referee waving advantage. Here's Alejandro Flores. Free shot on the near side for Sesic, and he's sliced across it. You warned about that free look on the near side, the ability for Inter Miami to overload one side of the pitch on the counter. Sesic had a lot of time to tee that one up, kept it low, and dragged his foot across the face of the ball as he went to strike it, giving it that spin. Free shot on the near side for Chong Kui, nearly spilled by Jensen. And both sides finding plenty of space when they switch the point of attack. Nice first touch by Verena to bring that one down. Doesn't go much of anywhere this time around, though. With the pace to get there. Described by his head coach Steve Cook as no matter what opponent we're playing or who we put around him, someone who always just has to play with the way he's been performing. 16 years old, continuing to improve. Everyone on the coaching staff rates him so highly. Someone who beat out 2 or 3 other players for his starting role and the example for his fellow academy players. He deserves credit for the attitude he brings to every match. Smart header back down, the run just a little bit late. Unselfish play. Another good move to open up space on the cross for Reina there once again. Reina trying a lot of low crosses. Quickly intercepting. Wasn't able to bring it down with the first touch. Flores lost it. Reina wins it right back. Flores this time drawing the foul. Alan Carlton claiming it. He got the ball, but unfairly impeding the player in doing so. Seltzers who beat it going down. Whistle staying silent. 4-on-4 opportunity for Atlanta as numbers arrive for Miami. Carlton into the box. Dancing, looking for a strike. Didn't get the window this time. Here's Dominic Chonqui. Push and go, going down, and nothing doing. Seen 2 free looks at goal from Inter Miami 2. Neither of them were on target. Meanwhile, 7 shots for the hosts. And still searching for our first strike on frame tonight. It'll take a lot to beat either of these 2 goalkeepers. Nice touch into the path of Zeltzer Zubida. Getting back onto his right. Clipping it through and over the head of Ryan Carmichael. In front of the run as well. Shardo. Still going on the far side. He's carried the ball a long way. His timed strike. Armas putting the left hand up in apology. Cohen is looking for Basabe. Seltzer Zubida in the way of it. First time we've seen Inter Miami 2 with some sustained possession on the ball, especially this high up the pitch. Line-breaking pass for Flores. Sesek charging in, headed right into the middle, tackled away before, in front of Martinez rather. A long whistle. That far side. Samuel Basabe. Physical shoulder against Matias Cajardo. Again, Inter Miami 2 under pressure as soon as they win the ball back. The defensive structure that head coach Federico Higuain highlighted in the midweek has done well to force Atlanta wide and away from goal. 2 giveaways. One will be aided by the offside flag. And Javier Armas has some words to say. Being calmed down by Catherine McCormick. had a chance to speak to the officials earlier in the season, and dissent has been something that all the officials have been told to be less lenient with. That players have to watch their tone and their word choice. Match abuse has been something that, or rather referee abuse has been something that MLS Next Pro has been highlighting and combating. This broadcast is presented by Gallagher. Shaped in behind for Carmichael. Goalie off of his line. It's poked through and into the back of the net. The flag stays down, and Ryan Carmichael opens the scoring for Inter Miami 2. What an excellent ball in by Nicholas Sesek. Curving perfectly into the feet of Ryan Carmichael. One touch to settle it. A second to poke it behind Jaden Hibbert, caught in no man's land. And against the run of play on the counter, Inter Miami 2 take the lead on the road. We've mentioned a number of times how good the visiting side is on the counterattack. Ryan Carmichael with his team-leading 9th goal of the season.
Goal in the 32nd minute, Inter Miami 2, number 9, Ryan Carmichael.
Carmichael has been absolutely everywhere. On the left, on the right, up the middle. His head coach Federico Higuain described him as a dynamic player that can find the back of the net just about anywhere. Team leading 9th of the season, 2 more than anybody else. And now his 2nd goal in his last 3 matches. There's a bit of confidence about Miami on the ball. Midfield has stepped up a little bit higher. The outside back's a little bit wider. It's Nick Firmino, the midfielder, leading the press for Atlanta. It's much more measured in possession from the visitors. Not forcing anything down the channels. Ball intended for Sesek, though, overhit by Jensen. And now Chankwi. Atlanta looking for an immediate response. They'll have to wait. The ball played out of touch. Firmino with a good win. He also has covered a lot of ground in this first half. His head coach, Steve Cook, said despite his creativity on the ball, his field vision, his biggest attribute is his fitness. Someone who can sprint up and down and all around for 90 minutes plus. And I have done well to get back possession. Morales. Carlton with an aggressive turn. Cacciardo. Forced away from goal for now. Firmino. Kello. Armas. More good passing from the host. What can they do with it? Overcooked on that occasion. Jonqui onto the rebound. Here's Cacciardo. Carlton tried to clip it back in for the 1-2. Now Firmino onto his right. Forces a great stop out of Cole Jensen. Nick Firmino off balance, on target, and nearly onto the score sheet. Managed to wrap his foot around it, had the venom to curve back into that far post, but Cole Jensen scrambling to make a good stop. First shot on target for the visitors found the back of the net, and now the first shot on target for the hosts nearly doing the same. Outswinging corner. Mistimed header. Zeltzer-Zabita checking back, putting on the pressure, getting their second. How about this run from Montenegro? Another Vasabe going coast to coast. Carmichael has Zeltzer-Zabita on the overlap. Deflected pass and dealt with for now. Sabe clipping it in again. Cohen diving for it. It's over his head. Carmichael was there too. Inter Miami 2 pressing for a second. Goalie for the home side, hearing his name sung loud and proud by the Atlanta faithful. Coming off of what was described by his head coach, Steve Cook, as the game of his life. Big clean sheet. Something that's so hard to do in this league, said Coach Cook. Firmino rides the challenge. Ramzi Kawazmi has to track back after playing the pass. Very congested in that middle third. You can see the white shirts swarm the ball. Now the switch should open up space, and it does. Carlton with the check of the shoulder. Excellent ball through. Somehow managed to squeak it in behind two defenders. Dominic Jonqui winning another corner for Atlanta United 2. That third of the night for the hosts. To the top of the sixth, the header deflected. The flag goes up. Will be another corner. On every corner so far, Atlanta United 2 has found a player on the other end of it. Yet to find the back of the net. Low corner this time. That one cleared away. Armas. This broadcast is presented by Adidas.
On your feet, Atlanta fans, let's go!
Cohen showing the grit and fighting back for it, and he's rewarded with a free kick. Yuval Cohen fighting tooth and nail for this ball, tried the rollover, dispossessed, and then going shoulder to shoulder with Noble Okello, imposing figure to say the least. Cohen winning a free kick in a decent spot. It's quite a distance away from that angle to try on goal. Carmichael already has one tonight. Flores to his right, standing over it. It is a try on goal, and it's right into the wall. Now you see the Atlanta shirts explode outwards, trying to get high. Federico Higuain telling his team to calm down a bit as they find their shape. Sept, dummy run made, Cohen taken down. That may be a free kick, and it is. Cohen wanting a yellow card. Referee saying it was just a tangle of the legs. More good buildup from Miami. Sept with a lovely pass, and that dummy run made by Yuval Cohen opened up the space for Carmichael to play the one-time ball into even more space. Alejandro Flores. Deep delivery. Headed back in front. Firmino first to it. Corena bringing it down. Miami 2 with numbers forward. Back heel unsuccessful. John Queen clipping it off the back of Zelchi Zubida. Hardly knew about it. 45th minute has nearly elapsed from Fifth Third Stadium. And there will be just 1 minute of stoppage. Kawasmi carried as far as he could. Now Carlton finds himself all the way on the far side. And finds Rodrigo Neri. Appeals for offside, not answered. Time nearly expired on this first 45. Atlanta in a good spot to equalize before the break. Low cross, spilled by Jensen. Rodrigo Neri second to it. And that will do it for the first half. Atlanta dominant in possession, but it is Inter Miami 2 with the 1-0 advantage. Coming up, we take another trip to the coach's corner after this timeout.
Action.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Listen up, all eyes on me. I'll show you who you wanna be. Yeah, yeah, hey. Oh, wow, wow, wow. It's going down, down. You don't want the next day. It's the new sound. It's the new sound. It's the new sound.
Welcome back. Whitecaps FC2 are looking to make the MLS Next Pro playoffs for the first time ever. Michel Montaigne caught up with the head coach, former MLS great Ricardo Clark, in the latest edition of Coach's Corner.
What's up, guys? We're back for another edition of Coach's Corner, this time in Vancouver, Canada, with head coach of Whitecaps FC2, Ricardo Clark. Rico, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Second full year as the head coach of this club. What has been the biggest lesson that you learned from year number one that you've used here in year number two?
Yeah, I'd say a big lesson is just learning how to manage the second team environment in general, right? Obviously as a coach, you're naturally turning into a leader, and then you're managing your staff, you're managing players, but within the dynamic of a second team, you're managing up and below, if you get what I say. So, so many different unpredictable factors with the second team. So with all that, you try to, get as organized as you can going into the season, but also just be ready to adapt week to week, but even day to day, right? And integration is something we've sort of tried to evolve within the club and in the second team environment. And with that becomes a lot of unpredictability, right? Yeah, I say within that, just growing in that role and growing in the development space and managing all that to make sure we're getting the most out of the players, I'd say is an area of growth for me through this year after learning from last year.
When it comes to the postseason specifically, you guys are once again kind of hovering right there around that playoff line. What did you learn from last year that you can use to change your playoff fate for this season?
Surprisingly, I think this year we've actually, I'd say, put less focus on making the postseason. I think how we approached, or at least the mindset we tried to approach this year with, especially with instilling it amongst the players, is to just focus on the day-to-day, right? Focus on the day-to-day, how you're maximizing the opportunity, whether you're with the second team, whether you're a second team player with the second team player with the first team for the day, whether you're an academy player in with the second team or even first team, just making sure whatever comes about for the day, you're maximizing it, taking advantage of the opportunity and looking to become better within that moment, right, within that day. And then obviously, you know, you progress throughout the week, and on the match day -1, the match day, you know, okay, then it's about in the second team environment, how are we gathering as much information as possible, then contributing it to the game, to perform individually, to help the collective, right, to hopefully have a good performance, and then hopefully the result takes care of itself. I would say with that, the group has done well to sort of take on that mindset, and we found ourselves with 4 games left in the season and right in the playoff hunt. So what we've done, we've kind of corralled the group together, especially the leaders amongst the group, the more experienced players, and asked them what they want. Over these last 5 games, you know, they said they really want to compete to make the playoffs. Okay, so we've set our objectives for the end of the season. We really are taking the approach of having a playoff mindset and making the playoffs this season, and you know, now it's about the action steps within that to hopefully make that happen for the players.
As a former player yourself, I'd imagine a lot of that mindset comes from your experience of going through match day -1, match day, you know, having to deal with the ups and downs of the season. What do you find yourself using most from your playing days now as a coach?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things, but one thing in particular is sort of having that feeling or empathy for what the player is feeling in the moment, right? To hopefully get them to respond or to motivate them, right? I know players respond to different things, different people, but I think I try to leverage, you know, me being in their shoes at one point, whether it's just for a match day, whether it's just for their general careers, and motivating them to hopefully have a sustainable and long career. But I think, again, like I said, just being in their shoes, finding ways and methods for them to respond, to hopefully have them perform for the short term and the long term. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. You touched on the uniqueness of being the head coach of this kind of intermediary level. With that in mind, how do you define success for the club this year? I know you talked about the playoff mindset, but in general, how do you define success?
Yeah, I define success by, I would say, first of all, developing as many players as possible and helping them reach their full potential, right? With that, you know, there's objectives there, right? How many players can we prepare and develop to make sure they're ready for a first team level, right? Obviously it can get better, but I think in regards to a decent amount of players, I feel like some players have reached that level to this part of the season. Obviously, only so many players can make it. So then it's, okay, if it's not here, how we prepared them for maybe another first-team environment, right, elsewhere, so that, again, so they can hopefully have a sustainable and long career to keep going about fulfilling their passion.
A long career like this guy had. For you specifically, been in Canada 4 years technically. What has been the most surprising thing to you living in a country where you never lived before joining the staff here?
Yeah, so it's another good question. I would say on the soccer side, I've learned a lot just in regards to just the environment, the Canadian environment, the player pool, especially in Vancouver, sort of trying to navigate through that environment, if you want to say, and the dynamics within that. I think we've tried to provide as many platforms, high-level platforms for these players to develop in and get challenged in, which is, like I said, a different dynamic than maybe in the U.S. So we want to move towards providing those opportunities for those players the best we can, right? And I think we've made strides with that. Off the pitch, I would say, man, I need to go on more hikes, right? Vancouver is a beautiful place. You know, there's so much to do outdoors, especially in the summertime. Beautiful climate, beautiful scenery, and it's definitely on my bucket list to really go on a proper hike. I just haven't made the time yet, but everybody gives me crap for not getting out as much as I should. But food is great, great cafes, great restaurants, great people. So, you know, my family has adapted, my kids have adapted, coming from Houston, Texas, right? Mm-hmm. So they're bought into, you know, Dad, we go over wherever Dad wants you know, so he can fulfill his passion and his dream and his job, right? So
that's awesome. How does it feel to have that support?
Yeah, it feels awesome. It feels awesome. They're sort of used to it, I want to say, through my playing career and now my coaching career. So I'm happy to have that support and adaptability that the family's able to provide.
Well, we're happy to have you in this league. Rico, thank you so much for the time today.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
That does it for this edition of Coach's Corner. Best of luck to the Whitecaps FC2 as they try to make it to the playoffs this year.
Toda mi gente lo siente, 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 toda mi gente caliente, toda mi gente lo siente. Toda mi gente suena, en la favela suena, el techo se me llena, toda mi gente lo siente.
Action.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. I like this. Cream on cream. The fit is cold. Ice cream. You like that?
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule as we near the end of the season. A lot of points up for grabs. Sporting Kansas City, too, with a very tough match against North Texas that has already clinched the #1 seed in the Western Conference. Sporting Kansas City, too, just below that playoff line. A lot of other teams fighting for it. Chicago and Miami separated as of right now by 4 points, but that could change with the next 45 minutes. As for the first 45 minutes, let's take a look at how it all went down with the halftime highlights. It was Atlanta bossing possession for most of this one, but Inter Miami, too, on the counter looked likely to score. Yuval Cohen to the outside of the net. But as mentioned, the hosts, with the majority of possession, couldn't connect. Firmino's header just a little bit wide, and then the cutback fell to Armas, and it was defended well enough to fall into the palms of Cole Jensen. Nick Sessek had a clean look all by himself, but sliced it wide, and then on the counter, the opening goal came, ball in behind by Sessek. Ryan Carmichael pokes it over the goalkeeper. Number 9 beats the offside trap and gets goal number 9 of the season. Atlanta tried to respond before the halftime whistle. Weren't able to find the back of the net, but not from lack of trying. Nick Firmino once again with a big strike from way out. forcing a good stop out of Cole Jensen. The halftime stats tell quite an intriguing story. 93% passing accuracy for Atlanta. Surprisingly, 91 for Inter Miami 2, who struggled to play out of the back in the first couple minutes or so, but really got things going, especially after that goal back in the 32nd minute from Ryan Carmichael. 10 total shots, though, for the hosts, just 1 on target, 1 of 4 from Inter Miami 2. It would be a huge 3 points for the visitors. A team they have beaten once this season, a team they tied in their most recent match just over a month ago. No substitutions to speak of. It's the same 22 you saw just a few minutes ago. Teams have flip-flop. Atlanta on the left side of your screen, Miami on the right. Now Carlton gets us going once again from midfield. '19-year-old academy product, member of the first ever Atlanta United Academy team that took the field in the 2016 Generation Adidas Cup. His older brother Andrew, the club's first homegrown signing for the franchise in that same year. Rodrigo Neri putting on the pressure. Didn't say his name a lot in that first half. Man, who's starting up top tonight with Kareem Tamimi. Team leading 9 goals, serving suspension. Neri unable to corral that one. Carlton can, and turns beautifully. Wins it right back and had it poked away from him once again. But Atlanta keep the pressure going. Edwards. Forced back with Kawasmi. Noble Okello. Second ball won right back by the host. Gallardo staying upright, wanting a foul, not getting one. Ball Cohen going down, and there was a tug on the jersey from Javier Armas. Ball Cohen, though he hasn't had a ton of shots tonight, just the one that was off target. You saw at the start of the highlights. Done an excellent job of playing with his back to goal, holding up possession. Now he's got a chance to turn and face. Flores, lovely look. Sesek to settle. Stands it up towards Cohen, headed away from him. Nick Firmino now. Not a lot of help with him. Firmino into the box, got the cross away. Neri checked back for it instead of crashing. Edwards, Okello looking for Firmino. This match has really opened up to start the second half, and a chance that goes well wide. Matias Gallardo had a go. It's another shot off target for the hosts, but again, Atlanta United 2 doing such a good job of winning the second ball, especially in the final third, forcing Inter Miami 2 to give back possession when the defenders win it. More high press from the hosts. Great work from Samuel Basabe to beat it. Just about enough on it to find Yuval Cohen. Onto his right, forced away from goal. Here's Carmichael to try. Right down the middle for Jaden Hibbert. Firmino carrying forward. Second half at a blistering pace so far. Gallardo on his left, and again off target. Trying to cut it back and couldn't wrap his foot around it. Matias Gallardo lined up on the right wing. He starts the second half on the left. He's flip-flop. Down Carlton. Gallardo being the point man for the last two passages of play forward for the hosts. A former River Plate Academy graduate. Joined when he was 11 back in 2014 when his father, Marcelo, was the manager of the first team. May have heard the instruction from Federico Higuain given to Ricardo Montenegro that as Inter Miami 2 goes long, they want their holding midfielder to step up. Just adding another number. Will help with the high press as well. Montenegro slides in and does exactly what his manager asks him to, with brilliant effect. Martinez. Reina with an inviting first touch. Sabe. Eric Martinez away from pressure. Carmichael, the goal scorer. Nice move from Basabe. Keeping his head on a swivel. Mito Zeltzer Zubida wants the 1-2. First pass hit a little bit too close to the defender. There is a real tenacity to go forward with Inter Miami 2 when they have the ball at their feet. Everybody wants to take a progressive first touch. Everyone wants to drive at defenders. Another good ball in behind for Carmichael. This time Hibbert in a better spot. And Carmichael's 9th goal this season earlier tonight. Played his college ball at Hofstra, who were upset 2 days ago. The number 12 team in the country fell 1-0 to Monmouth. Few college players on this pitch tonight, but a lot of academy players, speaking to the strength of the youth system with both of these clubs. Firmino trying to bend one in and couldn't shape it on target. Atlanta willing to try their luck. Searching for fortune and coming up empty for now. Carmichael won the foul. Zeltzer Zubida wanted to go with advantage. Referee saying that he didn't have a lot of help with him, rather. Just one yellow card out of the pocket of Catherine McCormick tonight. And it is to Mito Zeltzer Zubida, formerly of the Barca Residency Academy. Bouncing ball was mishit. Always difficult to deal with those, especially one time. Carlton Okello. Sabe read it. And Edwards wants to go quickly with him out of position and does. Gallardo. Space to try it! Oh my goodness! Cole Jensen with an unreal stop. Had the time to tee one up, was bending for that outside post. And look at the reactions from the Atlanta players. Denied a belter. Firmino. Kawasmi. Only 2 shots of the 12 on target tonight for Atlanta. Both curling efforts to the far post. Both met brilliantly by the goalkeeper for Inter Miami too, Cole Jensen. Armas. Edwards fakes the cross. And he did try to play it in. Came off of him last. Well defended by Samuel Basabe on the near side. One of the numerous academy products on this pitch tonight, as mentioned earlier. Gallardo. Edwards. '16-year-old Dominic Chankwi for Firmino. Gets the 1-2. Firmino dancing into the box. And the back heel coming up empty for Rodrigo Neri. Cohen again weathering the storm with his back to goal. Doing that hold-up play that is emblematic of a out-and-out number 9, a true forward. Martinez, excellent form on that ball. Putting the backspin on it just to give it a soft bounce. There is truly a lot of skill in the little things with both of these sides. Sabe, back for Yuval Cohen, fighting for it. Now Zeltzer Zubida, poked away from him. Danger still present. And an offside position against Samuel Basabe. Spoke a little bit earlier about Yuval Cohen doing his work with his back to goal. Finally gets his chance to open up. It was closed down so quickly. So too was Zeltzer Zubida. Both of them trying in vain to find some shooting space. Credit to Atlanta United too for shutting down that space. done by Morales. Denying the diagonal ball toward Carmichael. Efrain Morales, the first player to sign a contract with the Academy's inaugural U12 team. At 20 years of age. It's a tough challenge fighting for the ball. Seltzer, Zavita, and Kawasmi colliding. Ladder's still down for now. And there is a stud in there above the ankle. There's not a ton of force in that. That's why the referee hasn't opted for a yellow card. Kawasmi, most recently of Louisville City FC. It looks like Coach Steve Cook preparing a double change. And Catherine McCormick having a talking to with Steve Cook. Well done by the official. Again, MLS Next Pro has been combating dissent, maintaining respect with all interactions with the referees. Now, Steve Cook's double change will be made. Ashton Gordon slots in up top on the wing for Matias Gajardo. And at the back, Matt Edwards, the starting right back, be replaced by Hayden Torres, making his 20th appearance this season. This broadcast is presented by Piedmont. Matias Gajardo lines up on paper on the right. We've seen him on the left in this first half, rather the second half. Curious to see where Ashton Gordon will go. He's checked back into midfield and gets his first touches now. Firmino. Firmino driving, and two defenders to beat. Didn't fool them with the step over. Martinez. Seltzer Zubida. Thought about the long ball. Instead plays simple. Save stopped by Hayden Torres. Substitute just 16 years of age. And there will be a double change. Santiago Morales will slot on the right wing for Ido Zeltzer Zubida, who's the only player in the book for now. Alejandro Flores' night is done, and replacing him is Dairon Reyes, who had a goal and an assist off the bench. Was substituted in the 64th minute against Philadelphia Union 2 in that 3-2 win. He's brought in at the same time in this match. Completely changed how that match ended. Speaking to us earlier this week, head coach Federico Higuain says Dairon, a fantastic player. Someone who's been with the Academy almost 3 years, missed last season due to an injury. Now that he's back, it's huge for us. Anytime he's on the pitch, whether he starts or comes off the bench, he always provides a spark, makes an impact. Reyes. Force back for now. Barton. Risky pass, intercepted. Now Firmino sees the switch, not on just yet. Torres has a channel down his right. Stopped for now. Reinforcements arriving. Kawasmi. Armas. Kawasmi is well directing traffic. Atlanta going to keep switching the point of attack. They found a channel down the middle now. Noble Okello just didn't get to pick his head up before striking. Noble Okello, the Toronto native, most recently of New England Revolution 2. Former homegrown player for TFC. Scored in Major League Soccer back on June 23rd, 2021 for his hometown club against Nashville. 5 goal contributions for him this season. Morales. Martinez falls right to Okello. Now Firmino. Again, Miami 2 closing down the ball carrier quickly. Carlton can't go forward. Despite losing possession defensively, Inter Miami 2 have an ability to find their shape very quickly. Head coach Federico Higuain stressed that the defensive shape is going to be key if they want to get 3 points tonight. Neri shot deflected and won't trouble Cole Jensen. '68th minute from the Peach State. It is still 1-0 Inter Miami 2 over Atlanta United 2. Philip Galati with you. Two sides separated by Ryan Carmichael's 32nd minute strike. On the counterattack, Nick Sessick shaped the ball in behind. And he plays Montenegro forward. Got it back for Cohen. Had ground to cover and did so well. Sabe with the arm up on the near side. Kello with the big challenge. Fall kindly for Morales. A little bit of trouble from Atlanta now getting it out of their own half. Martinez wanted to be selfish there. Big challenge right at the edge of the area. Not enough in it for a foul. Hitting the dirt, popping right back up. Reyes with quick feet. By 1, by 2, by 3. Dairon Reyes charging forward. That's the ability he provides off the bench, that spark that Federico Higuain talked about earlier this week. And again, as we spoke on earlier, Inter Miami 2 have players that are willing to drive at defenders. Work back for the ball when they lose it. Atlanta United 2 has done a very good job so far defending the 1v1s. Morales. Santiago Morales looking for Carmichael. Headed away before it could reach him. Jean Kui battling, turning back into the middle in space afforded to Carlton. Torres. This broadcast is presented by Gallagher. Good ball in behind. Early cross towards Neri. Stretching for it. Couldn't connect. Quick ball played in by the substitute Ashton Gordon. It's really the first time we've said Rodrigo Neri's name tonight in a shooting position. Sixth corner for the host, still none for the visitors. We've had a couple good looks at goal from these corners. Armas headed on frame, and it was another good look at goal. The first to test Cole Jensen, and again the goalkeeper standing up against everything that's been thrown at him tonight. Morales, ball just died a little bit as it took a bounce. Nice move by Torres. Carmichael worked back for it. Coming into the match, Cooper Sanchez making his first appearance since August the 3rd against New England Revolution 2. Placing Alan Carlton. So now both wingers either side of Rodrigo Neri have been swapped for fresh legs. That may allow Atlanta just a little bit more pace down those channels because the outside backs from Miami, Asabe and Sesic, love to step up, be a part of the attack. In turn, you see Montenegro on the ball right now. He's dropped into that back line in possession. Asabe charging forward, has time to tee it up. Carmichael, first touch over the defender. The 50-50 will be waived advantage for Atlanta. Would have come off of last. It was out of play on Farena. Kello. There's a lot of movement about Atlanta now. Movement will stop for the free kick. Yuval Cohen told to give the restart some space. It's an easy way to earn a booking if you don't. Long way out for a delivery. But still, we've seen how deadly Atlanta can be on these set pieces. Great ball in. First to it was Derek Martinez. And sprinting to the rebound is Nick Sessick. Morena, back for the captain. Carmichael trying to turn his mark. Staying on his feet. Referee had the whistle to her mouth and allows play to continue. Well refereed, and we'll have to stop it for that one. Morales with the quick restart. Excellent tackle. And a frustration foul by Daron Reyes. '16-year-old Dominic Chanqui timed that perfectly and is proving why his head coach Steve Cook said we cannot replace him. Into the 76th minute now. This would be a huge 3 points for Inter Miami 2 in the playoff picture. Kello. Chanqui. Nearly found Firmino. Instead finds the ball back at his feet again. Firmino beating the offside line. Referee will motion for another change. Double change for head coach Steve Cook. Ramsey Kawasmi on the back line will be replaced. Caden Moore taking his spot. Rigo Neri's night is also done. Stephen Herlock will be the point man for the visitors. And then on the other side of the coin, Paul Cohen, striker for Inter Miami 2, take his spot on the bench. Cesar Abadia Reda will be leading the line.
Also going on the pitch, number 36, Randy Kawasmi. Coming in, number 95, Kate Moore.
There is that change for Inter Miami 2. Paul Cohen playing well with his back to goal. Didn't get many looks on goal tonight. Cesar Abadia Reyna, his 16th appearance, his 14th off the bench this season. Yet to score a goal. He'll try now. Couldn't bend it the right way. This broadcast is presented by Adidas. Armas. He's taking a defensive position as well now in the buildup. Firmino, again trying to create something. Gordon making the run to the corner. Forced away from the byline. Just watch the movement again of Nick Firmino. Covers just about every blade of grass. Firmino will try it on the volley. Not a million miles away. How many times has Nick Firmino been mentioned tonight? Quick shot out of his feet. Hits it on the bounce heading down. Technique is good, ankle locked. Just didn't have a ton of time to pick his head up and find goal. Firmino described by his head coach Steve Cook as a unique player. Someone who can go everywhere. But it's an interesting dilemma coaching Firmino, he said, because there's so much individual talent. Somebody who can play as a 10, an attacking midfielder, get goals, get assists. Sometimes we need him positionally to be more of an 8 or center midfielder and hold his shape defensively. But he's so clever in those attacking spaces that sometimes as a coach you're wondering, what's the right decision? Saying, oh, only if he did this, but Coach Cook saying that sometimes coaches don't give players like Nick Firmino credit for being themselves and being the best version of themselves. Sometimes he's pulled aside by his head man and said, just go out there and get a goal. Doesn't matter where you are or how you do it. Eric Martinez needed a second there. And Martinez will in fact be substituted out for Mateo Saha. Santiago Ledesma as well onto the pitch. So Ledesma into the middle for Martinez. And the goal scorer, Ryan Carmichael's night is done. Mateo Saha will slide in up top. All 5 changes made for coach Federico Higuain. Curiously enough, his 3 forwards and 2 attacking midfielders. Inter Miami 2 will not rest on their laurels in the 83rd minute. Have to love the willingness to go out there and get it, and it has been a very back and forth affair, even though only 1 goal on the scoreboard. There could be so much more. Really, could be 2-1 Atlanta United 2, if not for Cole Jensen. Another free kick on the way for the visitors. Two in the wall for Hibbert. Reyes to the right. Morales now the lone man over the ball. Federico Higuain calling a player short. Once he got up his sleeve. Free kick, unable to create a crossing opportunity. Nadia Reda keeping it in play. Running Ledesma. Now Dairon Reyes has real estate in front of him. And Morales as well. Good idea, but under hit it. Here's a chance for the hosts. Ferreira defending. Cross to the back stick. Torres arriving. Aiden Torres. Tees up the first timer. Okello drags it wide. Torres did the right thing. Okello did too. Didn't have time to take a touch. Tried to cushion it into the side netting with the side of the foot. Phil Jensen being urged to get the ball back into play by the Atlanta home support. Nice move. Armas with the footwork. Pass was cut away. Sabe. Morales. Santiago Morales going down. That will be a booking. Again, showing how many talented dribblers Inter Miami 2 have. Morales by one. And right as he was looking to round Noble Okello, he felt his legs go out from underneath him.
Yellow card caution. 87 minutes. The number 45. Noble Okello.
Santiago Morales freezing Noble Okello. Just the second booking of the night. Cesar Abadia-Reda. Look at the numbers arriving for Inter Miami too. Morales with space. Basabe. Back for Morales. Defended well by Okello. Morales got the 1-2. Difficult first touch through traffic. Losing his footing. Stephen Herlock. Eighth minute now. Atlanta trying to get one back. Here the cries go out from the Miami technical area. Referee motioning that the defender got the ball. And a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct, to say the least, against Nicholas Sesic. Former Indiana man with some words to say to the 16-year-old, Dominic Chankwi. And he gets a yellow card as well.
Yellow card caution. Number 2, Nicholas Sesic. 89 minutes.
This is a great example of refereeing here. Catherine McCormick sprinting over, seeing something that she takes exception to and having a discussion with both players. It's been a very well refereed game so far. Deep delivery. Jensen had to get a punch to it. 90th minute now from Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Looping, long throwing. Kello got there, didn't get great contact. Miami 2 have 5 minutes at a minimum to see out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time in the second half.
There's the confirmation. Atlanta as a whole will not be playing in the postseason. Had a chance to speak to head coach Steve Cook earlier this week, and he says something that gets lost on this group is the improvement and the spirit they've shown all season long.
An excellent, a lovely group of players and staff. A pleasure to work with them. And especially because we've had a number of players get pushed into the first team, a number of players getting contracts and trials with the first team, and of course a number of young players making a name for themselves as a professional. And it's something to be proud of in 2024. Meanwhile, head coach Federico Higuain spoke about the battles that Inter Miami 2 face and the hardships of 2023. They're going out and competing for a postseason spot. Now 3 points ahead of the 3 teams below them in 4th place. And said that adversity that we dealt with last season kept us fighting every day this season. That we're staying humble, we're staying hungry, and are just gonna keep pushing. We've got to push for another 3 minutes here at least. Gordon with nowhere to go, well defended by Farena and Morales. It's all gotten a little bit calamitous here. Tempers flaring as well. The yellow cards come out. Couple of players exchanging words. And pushes. And it is a cacophony at this stadium. Federico Higuain exchanging some words with Efrain Morales.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Yellow card caution issued to number 10, Santiago Morales, in the 94th minute.
Santiago Morales, the Inter Miami 2 player, who has shown the booking. Okello soldiering on. Plays the pass in behind for Firmino! Denied again!
Cole Jensen with a heroic performance tonight as Inter Miami 2 chase the playoff picture.
That is the best chance by far for Atlanta, and it falls to their most creative man in the eyes of their head coach. That's a poor sliding challenge. Certainly a yellow card worthy one. Santiago Ledesma into the pocketbook just a few minutes after Santiago Morales was shown a booking. The 2 substitutes. Now have to be just a little bit more cautious in the 95th minute of the 95 at a minimum. Noble Okello. Chankri, flag stays down, corner kick. Now we know how dangerous Atlanta can be from these. Could they level this late? Javier Armas to swing it in. Jaden Hibbert is up from the back, and why not? Two players, now just one. Ashton Gordon outside the box as an outlet. In swinging delivery, allowed to bounce. The volley is sliced. Cleared only as far as Hibbert. It's a poor pass. And Hibbert still out of his area. Santiago Morales charging down. Doesn't take the shot. Ledesma just poking it out of play. Armas stopped in his tracks. Referee Catherine McCormick hasn't checked her watch yet. Firmino. Chankri onside, low cross! Jensen falls on it and wraps up three massive, massive points for Inter Miami 2 on the road. Excellent performance tonight from the shot stopper, but the man of the match presented by Adidas goes to Ryan Carmichael. Beautiful ball in behind. He got the all-important goal, his 9th of the season. Beat the flag and the goalkeeper. Found the back of the net. The only name on the score sheet tonight. That does it from Fifth Third Stadium. Final score, Inter Miami 2-1, Atlanta United 2-0. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Philip Galati. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Good night!
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.